The Cleveland Browns are on track to have a historic defense this season. They're already first in rushing yards allowed and second in passing yards allowed, and rank first in total yards allowed by close to 90 yards ahead of the Buffalo Bills. Advanced metrics back up the Browns as well. Cleveland ranks first in defensive DVOA, and without including turnovers, they have the best defensive EPA through the first 3 games of all time, as well as the best defensive success rate through 3 games of all time. Additionally, they're allowing close to negative 0.4 EPA per play, including a negative 0.44 EPA per dropback. The Browns' new additions like Za'Darius Smith, Dalvin Tomlinson, Ogbonnia Okoronkwo, and Juan Thornhill have made an impact, while guys like Denzel Ward, Grant Delpit, Anthony Walker, and Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah have played key roles as well. And of course, Myles Garrett is shining like he always is, having already recorded 18 pressures, 5 sacks, and 9 hurries through the Browns' first 3 games. I liked the move to hire Jim Schwartz as defensive coordinator in the offseason, and he's proved to be a fantastic hire. Schwartz has this defense rolling, and it's the main reason why the Browns are a pretty good team right now. Their current defensive production deserves a deep dive, so let's do that today. Let's first start with the run defense. The Browns are only allowing 52 rushing yards per game and held the Titans to just 26 rushing yards on Sunday. This is especially impressive given they have a premier running back in Derrick Henry, who Cleveland held to just 20 rushing yards. In addition to speed, the Browns stopped the run primarily from the edge rather than from up the middle. I'll show you. On this 1st and 10, the Titans shifted into a single back formation, putting Chig Okonkwo on the left side. Tennessee did this to try and lock up the edge for a run play they're about to attempt, but it won't work. Immediately, Cleveland puts an extra guy on that side to counter the formation, which will allow the far edge defender, JOK, to make the play. And he does just that. He's able to be far enough to the outside where Okonkwo can't block him, and he gets a good burst to get into the backfield quickly and get a hand on Henry to make the play. Speed and smarts won here. On a 2nd and 5 earlier in the game, the Titans will try a toss to the right. They get pretty decent blocking from the offensive line as well, but it won't matter as the Browns will stop this run from the edge again. Specifically, it's Grant Delpit that makes the play, who the Browns routinely drop down from the secondary to play on the line of scrimmage. Because Andre Dillard has to deal with Myles Garrett, Delpit comes in unblocked, races around the corner, and before Henry can even accelerate upfield, he comes from behind to make the tackle. And instead of a potential 1st down, it's only a gain of 2 to bring up 3rd down. This isn't to say Cleveland only went off the edge though. Sometimes, the Browns forced runs there because they clogged up the middle so much, like on this play on a 1st and 10. Again, the Titans have multiple extra blockers near the offensive line, this time 3. But like the other plays, it's just not going to be enough. The middle closes quickly after Chris Hubbard gets pushed back by Za'Darius Smith, and with nowhere to go, Henry is stalled, allowing JOK to come off the edge and make the tackle alongside Smith for a short gain. The same thing happens on the next play as well. This is supposed to be a zone read to the left, but the middle is full of Browns once again. Dalvin Tomlinson gets in the way of where Henry was running, forcing him to bounce to the outside. And waiting for him there is Anthony Walker, who has a little trouble making the tackle. And at other times, Henry was stopped just because every time he looked up, there was already a defender in his face. Here's an example of that on this play. Maurice Hurst is going to win quickly because of a bad attempt at a chip block and another bad attempt at a regular block. Because of this, Henry is forced to change direction as soon as he gets the ball. He's able to evade Hurst, but on the edge is Smith, and JOK will get there as well. It's like the Hydra motto, cut off one head, 2 more shall take its place, and that's exactly what happened here. Even when Henry made one guy miss, there were 2 more waiting for him. There just wasn't anywhere for him to go, and that was especially true in this next play. On this 2nd and 8, we have a single back formation with the scale guys bunched up to the line, and the Titans will try a toss with Henry. It's going nowhere though, because as soon as Henry catches the toss, there's 3 defenders already making their way into the backfield. Alex Wright is the first guy Henry sees, forcing him to change direction where he faces more trouble. Once again, Delpit has been sent on a blitz, but it's more disguised this time as he's not directly lined up on the line of scrimmage. Henry again evades another defender, but it's too late because, well, everyone else already made their way to him. The Browns have such a fast, swarming defense, and they made life miserable for Derrick Henry, which is pretty hard to do. The Browns' passing defense was also excellent. It currently ranks first in the league with just 111.7 passing yards allowed per game, a full 19 yards ahead of the next best team in the Cowboys. They held Ryan Tannehill and the Titans to just 68 passing yards, and in Week 1, they held the Bengals, widely seen as one of the league's best passing offenses heading into this season, to just 67 passing yards. The elements that make Cleveland such a great run defense shows in their pass coverage too. On the first play of the game, the Browns immediately got to work. Denzel Ward is lined up as a slot corner with a man alignment in the Titans' 12 personnel look. Treylon Burks will motion to become the new number 2, and because of that, Ward and Martin Emerson switch their assignments so Ward can cover Burks instead. Tennessee is running a bootleg where Tannehill is going to dump it off to Burks, but Ward is all over it. He quickly recognizes the play, maneuvers through traffic, and makes a great tackle to prevent Burks from getting a chunk of yards. Ward shows off great range, speed, and the ability to make plays in space here. Ward had a really good game against the Titans and made another key play on this 2nd and 10 snap. He's playing soft man coverage against Burks, and Delpit is going to drop down once more, creating a one-high safety look and leaving Ward a bit more isolated on the wide side. Burks is running a deep dig and gets a little bit of separation once he makes his cut inside. But Ward recovers well and catches up quick, closing the gap and making a very impressive pass breakup. Tannehill didn't even throw a bad pass here, it was just a better play by Ward to force the incompletion. We can really talk about Denzel Ward all day long. He's one of the fastest corners in football and the main reason the Browns had such good pass coverage in this game. Against Tennessee, he allowed just 3 catches for 11 yards and recorded a 50.3 passer rating when targeted. But we have to move on to other players. On this 1st and 10 play, the Titans come out in the 3-by-1 look with DeAndre Hopkins isolated on the boundary side against Ward. Okay, maybe I'm not done talking about Denzel Ward. We have what appears to be a cover 1 hole look with man coverage all around, 1 high safety, and Anthony Walker playing a zone in the middle. Hopkins is running a slant, and Tannehill is going to target him after quickly reading the wide side. But absolutely nothing will go the Titans' way on this play. Ward is right on Hopkins' hip once he breaks out into the slant. The pocket collapsed very quickly due to the pass rush, and Tannehill got a bit too reckless because of that. He doesn't see Anthony Walker, who's closing up the passing lane quickly, and once Tannehill fires the pass, Walker breaks it up to bring up 2nd down. Sometimes, it was Cleveland's pass rush that prevented the Titans' pass game from going anywhere at all. On this 1st and 10, Tannehill will fake the handoff before trying to key in on one of these 2 routes. But he's not going to have time to, as he's pressured almost immediately by Smith. He wins quickly against his man and gets the initial pressure. Tannehill evades him, but there's always just someone lurking for the Browns, because then he's chased down by Wright. With nowhere to throw to and Wright hunting him down, Tannehill is forced to throw the pass away. Speed defines this Cleveland defense, and the quickness of their pass rush forced the Titans into several incompletions throughout the day, including this one. This next part isn't really looking at the whole team, it's just going to be the Myles Garrett appreciation portion of the video. He was the best player on the field against the Titans, recording 9 pressures, 4 sacks, 4 hurries, 5 stops, and a forced fumble. I intentionally left out his plays in the first 2 segments just so he could get his own segment here. There's so many plays we can look at, but let's look at the best of the best, starting with his forced fumble. Here on a 2nd and 13, Garrett doesn't try anything fancy, he's just going to win with speed and power, and he does so successfully. Garrett gets a good jump, immediately gets an edge on the offensive tackle, and is able to push him back into Tannehill. And just as he's about to throw, Garrett sticks his arm out to disrupt the pass, and that's what causes the fumble. It's recovered by the Titans, but still prevents the pass play from going anywhere. That wasn't the first time Garrett made an impact in this game though. Just the play before on a 1st and 10, the Titans come out in 12 personnel, with 7 guys close together near the ball. Garrett knows it's a run all the way, and starts to cheat just a bit more inside before the play starts. And once it does, he strikes. Garrett shoots the gap immediately with such precision and quickness that nobody even has time to block him. With the blink of an eye, he's wrapped up Henry for a loss of yardage, which led to the Titans getting into a passing situation where Garrett caused the fumble. Later in the game on a 3rd and 10, Garrett is going to line up as a wide 9, which is just so unfair. It's going to allow him to win this rep with ease, as this offensive tackle almost has 0 chance from the jump. Just like the first play I showed you, Garrett gets a good burst, wins on the edge, and quickly makes the sack that not only forces a 4th down, it forces the end of the first half, as the Titans had no timeouts to stop the clock with under 10 seconds to go. It's not only a good play from Garrett, it's great coaching by Schwartz to put Garrett out there as a wide 9 in the first place. Just lots of good all around here for Cleveland. And even when he wasn't getting a sack, Garrett was still making his presence felt. On this 3rd and 3, Tannehill is going to try to throw, and he won't have enough time thanks to both Garrett and Smith lining up on the same side. Like the last play, it's almost an unfair advantage for Cleveland to do this, and it creates a world of trouble for the Titans. Smith is going to draw the double team, which leaves poor Andre Dillard all alone against Garrett. And as soon as Garrett makes contact, Dillard immediately gets pushed back into Tannehill. He's forced to get rid of it quickly, and him getting hit results in a wild throw that's incomplete by a mile. Here's another one I want to look at just because it's hilarious. On a 3rd and 12 inside the 10, the Titans had not 1, but 2 tight ends following Garrett wherever he went, like literally shadowing him across the field. I've never seen that for any other defender in this league. It's hysterical, but also a testament to how dominant Garrett was in this game. After Tennessee calls a timeout, Garrett is going to get a sack anyway. Like the last play, he wins with power over Dillard. The Titans tackle tries and tries to hold him at bay, but even his best efforts aren't enough, as Garrett wins on the edge anyway and gets the sack after a quick scramble from Tannehill. I don't even think this was Dillard's worst moment here. Garrett is just so powerful and so hard to stop that he wins nonetheless. Whether the Browns can sustain this insane level of defensive play is up in the air, but if they can, this unit will be one of the best defenses in NFL history. I expected the Browns to make a defensive leap after the additions they made, but I certainly didn't expect the historic start they've had. Even if they don't sustain it, Cleveland is still going to have a phenomenal defense. Despite the average offense the Browns have right now, their defense is the reason why I think they're still going to make the playoffs this season. And if the defense is just going to make stop after stop after stop after stop, the Browns don't even need the offense to be great to be a winning team. This defense brings a lot of excitement to the Cleveland Browns right now, and it should be a fun unit to watch going forward. That'll end things here. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and share this video with others. Leave a comment to share your thoughts as well. And as always, thanks for watching.